Good evening, everybody. Welcome to a live playthrough of Near and Far. Just knocking my stuff over. Near and Far campaign. We're going to play this completely solo. And this is obviously with the Amber Mines expansion that enables us to play cooperatively. But I played the introductory scenario completely solo and it worked. So we're going to see how this works with, playing with only a single character instead of two. So I have my little character who I'm pretty sure is Ryan Lockett himself here with me. His name is Ryan, which is my name. I've got most of the stuff in the shot here except for the this board I have off to the side. It's nice and close to me, so I remember to move it. Every now and then I'll just put it in view so you guys can make sure I'm keeping up with it. But so yeah, for those of you that are not familiar with Near and Far, essentially it's a kind of a very story narrative driven based game where you can either take actions up here in town, which give you resources and bonuses and things like that. You can enter the mines here, which is the new expansion, and this will build out as we play more. And then you can go adventuring. And essentially what you're attempting to do here is make it to these spots with these little narrative tokens on them. And we'll read a narrative out and we'll make a decision. We may have to do a skill test. In the end, everything that we do essentially is going to be earning us victory points towards the end. And at the end, we will have to have earned more victory points than AI enemy here. And you can see that the further along the track here, the more points they score. So the quicker I can unload my camps, which are right here, the red camps, the sooner I'll end the game and the lower his score will be. So that's my goal, is to essentially unload the camps by going into town, going adventuring, defeating enemies here, things like that. So I'll try and explain things as I go along, and we'll see if we can get through campaign 1 here. So I'm actually going to start in town, obviously, and there's a few things that we almost always have to do. So we're going to go to the saloon first. The saloon allows us to recruit some of these people up here and add them to our party, and they are going to give us various bonuses. And I am definitely looking for some swords because there will be combat and movement if possible. Nobody up here has any movement. There's a miner up there, but I really this guy gives me 2 hearts, a skill thing, so I think I'm gonna go for this guy right here. And you can see that he's giving me a skill, a sword for a fight, a search icon, and 2 additional hearts. He is a green guy, so we're going to take him here. We're going to put him on our board over top of the green one. My starting dog here, who also is giving me some perks, can go anywhere, so I just stuck him right there to begin with. And so that guy did cost me 3, so I have to turn in my 3 coins here. And then the same token, every turn I have to move this up 1. So that got moved up 1, and this is what I'll be moving off to the side, hopefully keeping up with. Let's see here. Next, I am going to go here. Part of the expansion included these upgraded dice, which you technically have to go to the general store to get, which is kind of silly because that's basically what everyone does. But they eliminate the 1. The 1 has become a reroll. And the 2 is a reroll if you pay a food. I'm sorry. 2 if you pay a food. And then there's the 1. So obviously I'm going to get this. I'm not going to use a regular die. And this also enables me to get a coin. So I don't really want hearts right now. And I can also draw 4 artifact cards here, and I can return any of them I want and keep any. I actually started the game as part of the setup. I dealt myself some. I went through and looked through them, and so you can see essentially just to be able to play these down and use them permanently, you have to pay these resources. So this is actually a legendary one, or I forget what the name of them are, but like this one, I need a red faction flag, 3 food, and have at least 2 reputation. This one is going to be the easiest. This one will be just 2 gems and a blue faction. For example, this allowed me to draw 4 spells and choose one to keep when I buy this card. So it's a one-time effect, but it is going to be victory points at the end of the game. So essentially, I just kind of keep these tucked off to the side and remember they're there. I just drew these 4. The sword is always good. +4 journey points if you have 3 pack animals at game end. It's not bad. The hats are usually pretty positive. You do not need to have pack animals to hold treasure cards. So I'm definitely keeping this one. I'm going to set this one off to the side. Gain 1 gem when you build a camp in the mines, but you have to have negative reputation to be able to build this. Now I could start off real easily. I just have to figure out a way to get a green thing. And this was okay. So I think, because it's really hard to get negative reputation when you're playing solo or cooperatively, because you don't fight people. So I'm going to keep the sword as well, and I'm going to put these 2 back at the bottom. Discard them to the bottom of the artifacts pile. So again, that was another turn. Move this guy up, and every time we reach a space like this, I'm going to throw out a Nemesis card, and I'll explain that when the time comes. But, oh gosh, let's see here. I'll need a food to put down a camp, or I'll need a food to get a pack bird. I think I'm going to go here, spend my food, my single food, to gain a pack bird. So this is going to give me additional movement, plus I'll be able to hold a treasure card, which will be helpful. And gotta move my little thing. Hold on 1 second here. Somebody's talking to me. Okay. All right. So at a certain point here, I could just keep sticking around. Maybe I will go to the Mystic's Hut, get a treasure card here. Alright, this will be the last thing I do. So the Mystic's Hut is going to allow me to draw a treasure card here per the number of search symbols I have, which I have 2. And I can keep one of these because I have a 1 pack bird. So the code compass says gain 1 coin when you build a camp on a trade route space. This one is Amber Pouch. While you own this card, you have +3 amber. Interesting. Well, I'm not really close to any trade route spaces, so I'm going to take the Amber Pouch. Somehow I have +3 amber. I know that amber scores at the end of the game, so I'm not sure if that's all that's good for, but we'll try and figure it out. Also, when I attend here, I get to move up my magic meter 1. When I get it to this spot, I will be able to get a magic card, and I also refresh my magic when I go to the Mystic's Hut. So that's essentially all I want to do in town for right now. I don't really have a lot of other resources, so I'm going to come out here to Easteray, and every time you start in an adventure, you reset your hearts. So you can see here that I have 4 hearts. So I'm going to move this up here, and I always have a movement of 2, and my pack bird gives me an additional movement, so I can move 3 spaces here. So let's see what I want to do. I could go here, but I'll have to fight the bandit because of this icon right here. But then I would be able to complete that. There's another bandit symbol here. 1, 2, 3. I could make it to the Witcher Plains or Witch Paths. So let's go ahead and do that. This is the safest route. So, oh, no, because I want to be able to build a camp too. So I'm going to move here. Since I have not passed through a empty space, I don't have to spend any hearts, but I have passed over a threat space. So I'm actually going to have to encounter this bandit right here. And you can see he has got 4 swords, and I have 1. Well, I do get to roll this dice and add the modifier of this dice to my 1 sword, and I can also spend hearts to get there. So let's see what we get here. All right, so I got a 4 plus the 1 obviously is 5. So I've defeated this bandit. He's going to get me 1 victory point at the end of the game, but I also get to place a camp on him, and that's really the name of the game here. So he gets set down kind of off camera here, but I get to reveal a camp or take a camp off of here, and it also reveals a coin. So I get a coin added to my stash for revealing that camp. Now, so I defeated him. I was able to, essentially come like pausing here. I've now made it to the Shrika Hills, and I am going to go ahead and do this encounter. So I pull this off the board. And then we are going to look for number 4 in our campaign book. And the campaign book is right here. You can see it's quite hefty, and I've basically just pre-turned the pages to map number 2, and I'm looking for number 4, which is on the next page. And I'm going to read this out right now. So if you just want to participate in watching me play through it, but you don't want any spoilers of the narrative content, I would mute the show now until you see me doing something else. This narrative reads, at a trading post, a gnarled merchant in a wide leather hat stops you. I'll need to deliver these supplies to a camp of Copper Empire soldiers. Can I hire you to guard my caravan? Their leader, Captain Shreya, is holding my daughter hostage until the delivery is complete. Now, I can either guard the caravan, I'll have to complete a Combat 5 test, or I can rescue the merchant's daughter with a Skill 8. So, right off the bat, I have a skill of 2, so I would have to roll a 6 to get there. I can spend hearts to get there, but I would love to be able to put another camp down right here, which is going to cost me 3 hearts. So I think I am just going to guard the caravan for a Combat 5. It means I only need to roll a 4 again, and yeah, that seems much more likely, even though more than likely my benefits would be better if I rescued the daughter. But we're just going to go with Combat 5, so we're trying to roll a 4 or higher here. And there we go, 5. So I didn't have to spend any hearts. I was able to guard the cavern, and that gives me 6 total. If I spend 1 heart here, which I am going to do, that gives me a total of 7. Now, you can see here in the narrative book, I'm going to cover that one up, yeah, there we go, that at a 5, I get a +1 reputation in a green faction. At a 7, I'm getting a bonus. So anytime you complete a skill check at 2 or more, you get an additional bonus. And I'm probably going to go back to town after this, so spending that heart, it would have been wasted, so I might as well have gotten the coin. Oh, so I successfully guard the caravan. You help take the supplies to the Imperial camp. Rows of tents line the hill and fly the rust-colored banner of hammer and nail. I have heard whispers that they've traveled here seeking the power of an ancient lost city, says the merchant, unloading packages from his row of irritable packbirds. But don't laugh if any of them tell you that. But don't laugh if any of them tell you that. So I earned +1 reputation. Again, it's tough to not get reputation in this game when you're playing solo. I get a green faction, um, which I can use to buy artifacts and stuff, and I also get a coin. Also, now if I were to purchase another green person, essentially them having one green person and one green artifact reduces my cost of any future green people by 2. So there you go. So I'm going to set that off to the side. One thing I did forget to do when I purchased my, or hired my worker to add to my party here, I forgot to replace a worker there. So you can see that she has some mystic capabilities. She's blue skill. She's got a weird eye following her around. It's kind of cool. All right. So I get to check off a box for completing that, or just taking part in that narrative. And I am going to also spend my last 3 hearts, so boop, 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 to build a camp right here. So this means if I pass over this site later on in the game, I will not have to spend a heart during my movement, and I get an additional coin here. So I'm actually doing pretty good. I'm just going to take a quick peek at my artifact cards here. Ooh, Storm Sword. I need some yellow faction banners, and I need some gems. So let's see where we can get some gems from. Can't really just get gems from any of these guys. So let's go up here and go into the mines. I could use some food first so I can build a camp in the mines. So I'm going to go up here, and this allows me, oh, you know what? I forgot to move my thing, and that means I'm going to bring out my first minion. So you can see here that he's going to cover up, or he's not going to cover up, he's going to go to the general store. And every time a new minion comes out, we're going to have to all discard 1 artifact from our hand. And at this time, I don't have any artifacts, so I have nothing to discard. But that's going to be a pain, so we're definitely going to need to get rid of him. To do that, I'm going to have to fight him twice, which I can do just going to the general store location. I'm going to have to defeat him with a skill 7 and a fight of 7. And if I do, I'll get a reputation of 3, and I'll also get 2 coins for beating him. So he just kind of sits here. I can still go to the general store. He doesn't stop me from going there, but that is a pretty hefty fine the next time I reach another sword symbol on the track here, which you can see is just in 3 more turns. So we'll see what we can do about that. I could go up here and purchase somebody else to help me fight. That would take all my money. Alright, so we're going to just continue with the normal plan here. I'm going to come to the farm, and I'm going to get 2 bread, because I have 2 search symbols in my party. And then I'm going to take myself and I'm going to go to the mines. So when you go to the mines, you get the same amount of movement as you would out in an adventure. So I have 3 movement. And I did not go to the general store first to get any hearts. So if I encounter anybody, I'm not going to be able to do anything. So do I want to go right or left? Let's just go right first. So here's one movement. And there's no skill checks or anything, so I can move into here freely. And you can see that card, I did shuffle these, but it's almost identical to the first one, and it does not allow me to go down anymore. So I have 2 more movement, so I can come here, and I have a skill check of 7. And like I said, I don't have any heart modifiers because I used up all my hearts and then returned to town, and I haven't reset them yet. So I'm going to have to roll a straight 5 to get this, 5 or a 6. And I rolled a 3. So that's not getting it done. And essentially I am kicked out of there. And I could move back in for my 3rd movement. And I think I will go ahead and do that just to try. So I get kicked out for failing. But I can move back in without penalty. I just have to retry again. And I got a 4, so I got a 6, and I'm still 1 short, so I get kicked out again. But I can spend food to place a camp here. So now, anytime I enter the mines, I can start there. I would have loved to have put my camp on the 7 skill check one, because if you place a camp there, then it I don't need to keep skill checking. But essentially that was one of my 3 turns before this guy activates, so let us gain some more help. And I did get a coin for going there, so I technically have 1 amber, 4 amber for the end of the game. So I don't think any of I don't know, maybe some of the artifact cards require you to have a certain number of amber. But as far as I know, they're just end game scoring things. So yeah, I'm gonna go here to the general store, and I'm actually gonna take 2 hearts, and I'm gonna go ahead and look at, let's say, yeah, we're just gonna look at 4 regulars again. You may visit occupied buildings in town without dueling. That does me no good. Playing solo. The horn bow. This is something I need. Juggling knives. Now see, I already have some in my hand that require this, so I'm actually going to put this back. And this one requires -2 reputation, so I'm going to put these back. But I could actually go ahead and purchase the horn bow right now, but that would mean unless I can defeat him in 2 turns, I'd have to lose it. So let's go ahead, while we're here, we're going to do a skill check against him. I have 2 hearts that I can use. I'm going for 7. I've got 2, so again I need to roll a 5 or a 6, but I can supplement 2 hearts if needs be. So that's 3 plus 2 is 5. I need to get to 7, so I am going to go ahead and spend my 2 hearts. And I get to take a coin, and this is where you get the 2 coins from when you defeat these guys. I'm going to place that right there. Alright, now you cannot stay on the same space in town between turns. You have to move, so I have got to go somewhere and then come back. So I'm not going to buy my artifact card yet, which is going to cost me 2. I am going to do I want another pack bird so I can go somewhere? I don't have any gems. How do you get gems? Must be in the I know there's some in the mines, but let's just go adventuring again. Leave that guy there, and I'm going to reset my hearts to 4, and I have a movement of 3, so I am actually going to pass over at 1, pass over at 2, get here 3, but I won't be able to build a camp. The whole point is me trying to save up my monies to build a camp here. So I could get to here, and I have not spent a heart yet, and actually make it up to here. And do that narrative, and I've only spent 1 heart, so I think that's what we'll do. Since I built a camp, and this technically, the city center signifies a camp, this is now nullified. When you put 2 camps on either side of a threat token, it wipes it out. So I came up here, and now I'm going to read episode 6 from my book. Again, mute if you don't want any spoilers. Spoilers ahead. You find an abandoned house. 2 yellow eyes glow in the darkened window, and out of the front door emerges an ancient robot, red with rust and age. "I seek the builder," he says, beckoning you into his shack. Inside, the air has a thick, oily smell. "I seek the builder," repeats the robot. Clearly, there is something wrong with this wiring. His iron fingers scratch the broken floor tiles as he opens a hidden door at your feet, revealing a cave filled with ancient machinery and drippy pipes. I can either do a skill 5 to search the cave, or I can do a skill 8 to attempt to repair the robot's mechanical brain. Now, the only way I can get to 8 on a skill check is to either roll a perfect 6 or spend all of my spend a good amount of my things. I have 2 and I could spend 3, so that's 5, so I'd have to roll a 3 or better. I do have a Alright, so let's do it. Let's do it. We are going to go for the skill 8. We're going to try and fix this robot, see if we can't get a buddy out of it. So again, I have starting skill 2. I can bump it up by 3 to 5. And there's really no way for me to fail not getting a 3. So that's a reroll without penalty. That would have been a 1. And there's a 2. So that is not getting me there, because that's 2 plus 3 is 5, 6, 7. So I'm going to pay, and hopefully I just don't roll a 2. And I rolled a 3. Exactly. So unfortunately that means I have to give up all my hearts to get to 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. But I passed. I just barely passed. So I won't get any bonuses. But see here, if anybody wants to read along, it says, you pry open a panel in the back of the robot's head and begin to tinker with the tangled mechanisms, removing a thick spider web that's clogging up some gears. Suddenly the robot's eyes turn bright red, and it whirls around, gripping you with both hands. "You will take me to my child," it screams, clawing at your face. Your party forces it into the cave, and you slam the trapdoor, blocking the hatch with some rubble. You leave quickly, but not before searching the house for valuables. I get a red faction token. Still not the color I need. 2 gems. Nice. There's my 2 gems. And Q2 or Q12. So that essentially I've unlocked a side quest. And so I'm just gonna write that in. I write that on my little sheet here that you can see. This is kind of like my tracker of my person. And so the next time I do a scenario, I will actually do Q12 instead of whatever number is on here. So it essentially unlocked a side quest, and during the campaign you're supposed to take those side quests. So alright, so I'm out of hearts. That was decently successful because I got some gems. Those are going to come in handy. And as I start a new turn here, I have reached the next spot on our Nemesis board here, so I am going to have to put out another guy. And you can see this guy's going to go to the mine, and he's actually going to remove 1 mine camp. Now, I looked this up because it's not definitive in the rule book, but from what I can understand, once a mine makes it off of my little personal board here, it's gone. And what this guy is doing here is essentially it's making it harder for me to travel back through the mines. Where's my little rule book here? Let me just check something. Huts, Magic Teacher, Valley, Numbat Animal Companion, Cooperative Motor Rules, Setup, Hard Total, I want to talk about the minion cards. Page 22. Space with a minion symbol. Draw the top card of the minion deck and place the card in town on the specified building. If the minion has a Jagged Sword effect, it activates immediately. Also, any minion cards in town that have a Jagged... Okay, so, yes, I do lose this right now, and to my knowledge, this just kind of goes away. I don't think I have to put it back, because that would be really nasty. And at this point, I have not purchased any discarded artifact cards, so I am safe. Now, that was the beginning of the turn, and so I'm going to return to town since I'm at 0 hearts, and I am going to get 2 hearts here, and I'll go ahead and look at 4 cards real quick. I'll do this as fast as I can. Trading that channel, you may trade twice. Nope, 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 and ooh. Okay, maybe we'll hold on to that one. At a certain point here, I have to be careful because if I do not build or unlock artifacts, there are negative points at the end of the game here, so I might need to stop just drawing so many. Okay, so I'm also going to, let's see which one was my VIP here, the Storm Sword. Need 2 more gems for that. Alright, I am going to go ahead and claim this artifact, which is just a simple horned bow. It's going to cost me 2 monies, but I will now get to place this. I have to find a spot for it. I'm a little tight on space here, but you guys can't really see that. Can you? Tuck it right there. There we go. Alright, so essentially this is just an extra sword for the rest of the game, and it'll be 1 victory point at the end of the game. If I allow this guy to activate one more time, which will be in just 2 turns according to the board, he will take this away from me. So I am going to go ahead and fight him with this and this. Now I have 2 swords, and I have 2 hearts. So that gets me essentially to 4. So I have to roll, again, a 3 or better here. And I did. So I lose my 2 hearts, which is fine. Everything all adds up. And I get to put this on him, which defeats him. So he goes away permanently. He doesn't get shuffled back into a deck or anything. He just goes away. And now I don't have to worry about the next activation here. Which will be on the next turn. So, who can I recruit here? Skill symbol 6. Just 2. I can do that. He is pricier. Okay, so I'm going to come over here to the saloon. I am going to purchase Mr. Frogman. Now, Mr. Frogman is going to get me 2 more hearts. He's going to get me a search symbol. He's going to get me a skill, and he's a red faction. And since I already have a red banner, he's actually only going to cost me 1 coin. So I'm going to place him here and move my dog over. All right. And then the question is it worth it for me to go over there into the mines just to beat up on that guy? I think I'm going to wait. Because if I go into the mines now, what's the point unless I can place a camp? And then the next turn, I'm going to lose that camp. So, let's see here. I could use some more stuff. So I'm going to go over here. It allows me to actually now draw 1, 2, 3 treasure cards. Now I'm going to have to discard this one if I want any of these. Just going to look at these real quick. Ooh, that's not bad. Nope. Alright, so I am going to go ahead and claim the Almanac, which allows me to pay 1 fewer coin or gem for artifact cards, which could come in handy because I've got quite a bit now. Essentially, this other one was nothing but an endgame scoring and wasn't going to help me get anywhere. So these are going to go at the bottom of here. At the Mystic's Hut. Oh, do I want to spend a gem to go ahead and move up and get a spell? Yes, I think I will. So I'm going to spend a gem. That allows me to move up 3 spaces on here. So 1, 2, 3. And I get to draw a magic card here, which I believe... Magic is discussed on page 14. Oh, I get to immediately draw 3. Okay. Yeah, short myself here, so let's see what we want. Ooh, I can gain a sword or shield, 2 extra movement, or a brew potion, which 1 food would equal 3 hearts. I actually like the sword right now. So, Windstorm, this is essentially like a spell that I can tap at any point in time to get 1 additional sword. So, I am... Ooh, so much stuff. So much stuff. I'm running out of room. Alright, and then anytime I go back to the Mystic's Hut, I can refresh that. And that was... Yeah, that was my next turn, so I have to draw another minion card. Oh, this guy's going to the stables. Pack animals also cost 1 coin, so 1 food and 1 coin, 7 and 8 to defeat him. Again, I can have this whole place filled up with minions at the end of the game as long as I defeat the Red King at some point. I'll be fine, but they are just kind of a nuisance. And this guy would now remove a mine camp, 1 mine camp. And since it's only me, he's just basically picking on me. And I've got 1, 2, 3 turns now to defeat him. So, let's go ahead and try it. Alright, so we're going to go to the mine. And, no. It's a complete waste. Complete waste. Oh, I need some food. This is going to give me 3 food. 2. Another bread in here somewhere. Where's my bread? One, 2, 3 food. Alright, and then I guess I could use a pack bird. And a pack bird, get me some more treasure cards and take a shot at him. Or do I bring in my blue mystic? That guy's really kind of worthless. Oh, decisions. Magic Teacher ability. Each Magic Teacher adventure has a small magic symbol for each Magic Teacher you have in your active party. You move one additional space on the magic track when you visit the new Mystic's hut. Oh, that's not bad. So maybe we just go for magic here. She gives me a decent amount of stuff here. I don't have 3 coins though. Golly, golly, gosh. Alright. So let's go here, and I'm going to spend a gem instead and get me a pack tortoise. This guy gives me a movement and allows me to skip over space without spending a heart. So hopefully that'll help me still be able to complete some stuff and get to camp. So while I was here, I am going to take a pot shot at this guy. I now have a skill 3. And he's 7, so I have to roll a 4. I don't have any hearts. Or I could do 1, 2. I could tap this for 3. That's 8, so I'd have to roll 5. So we'll go after him with the skill 7. So I need to get a 4. 2. I guess I will go ahead and spend a bread. 4. 1, 2, 3. So I got it just barely. Alright, so now I can leave. Come out here, reset my hearts. 2, 4, 6 now. So we're doing better. And where do we want to go? I definitely need to drop some camps, complete some quests, maybe even pick on some threat tokens. So I've got quite a good amount of movement here. I don't see everything out here is threats. If I get way over here, I can get a treasure card to fill my guy, and that's the only, there's one right here. So I could go to the Soggy Inn, go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Your turn doesn't end until you place a camp or can't move anymore. So let's do that and knock 2 of these out. So here's 1, 2. So I passed over 1, but I get a free 1 for this guy. And then to get here, I have to take on a threat. So I have my raider. He is a threat of 5. I've got a base of 2. So I should be able to get 3 or higher here. I can always cast my spell if I need to. I got a 5, no problem. So I get 1 reputation. Oops. I keep forgetting to refill my potential people out here. Frogman. The frog people are all red. I get to reveal a camp. No bonus there. But it does allow me to move on. So at this point, I do have to spend a heart. And then to move here, I have to spend another heart. But I get a treasure card. I get 3 because I have 3 search symbols. So let's see, gain 1 food when you recruit an adventurer. +1 to quest rolls. Ooh, I like that. You may ignore 1 threat per turn if you do gain 1 food. I am going to take the old lantern, which allows me to get +1 to quest rolls. So I found me a little treasure out in the world. And now we're at the Soggy Inn. So normally we would read 13, but in this scenario we are going to read side quest 12, and this is where some people may say, well, where's the replayability in this? Well, honestly, I want to play this map again just so I can find out what the scenario is at the Soggy Inn. So that right there is enough to get me back. Where's all the Q's? Here they are. Q12. Q12 reads, you reach the edge of town when the only remnant of sunlight is an orange glow of embers on the horizon. Exhausted and ready to rest, you barely notice the two glowing eyes in an alley. A terrifying and familiar mechanical voice says, you will take me to my child. A rusty, broken robot limps into the lantern light holding a shattered blade. Combat 9. I can draw my weapons and destroy the robot. Or skill 7, attempt to disable the robot so you can repair it. I don't even know if I can get to combat 9 without using up all of my coins here, because I really only have a base of 2. 6 wouldn't get me there. Skill set of 7. I also only have 2, but then I'd only have to roll 5. I could get to 3, but again, I'm having to roll a 6 or spend a lot of coins, and I really only want to spend... I don't want to spend any in a perfect world. I do get +1 to my quest rolls, so I think we're going to go with skill set number 7. So it's just more realistic at this point. So we need a 5, 4 or better here. Reroll 3. Oy. So I am going to need to spend 1 to get up to 4. This then gets me to 5 because I'm on a quest, and then 1, 2 here gets me to my 7. So I passed just barely. You trap the ancient robot in a net and take it to the mechanic shop down the street. He resets the brain and memory mechanisms, and the robot wakes up as a helpful companion. I'd like to visit my designer, he says. If you help me find him, I'm sure it will be worth the trip. I gain +3 reputation, a red faction token, and quest 13 now. So I marked through quest 12, and now I'm on 13. I get a red faction, another red faction banner, and 1, 2, 3. So I've got lots of reputation now. Oh, so I think what I'm going to do here is just go ahead and build a camp. Yeah, I'm going to build a camp right here. Now, if I come back up here and build a camp, this will be some additional victory points at the end, 10 per se. I get 3 right now just for building on there. So that's going to use up all my hearts. So essentially I am going to have to go back home here. Alright, so now officially the bad guy is now scoring points. So he's at 44, and from here on out he's just going to keep, I think it's impossible to defeat him before you get to there. So he's at 44 points now, and he's going to go up by 2 every time for the next couple rounds. So obviously I need to return to town. And where do I want to go when I return to town? Alright, I'm going to come up here so I can get 2 hearts. I am not even going to bother looking at the 4 artifact cards because I got too many in my hand. I think I overdid it here. Ooh, I can do that one right now. No, I need one more food. Okay. So I'm gonna go right here. I literally only went there to get hearts. That seems like kind of a waste of a turn. 3 fish. Or 3 food for being at the farm. And my next turn now, I'm going to have to bring out a minion. So he's going to the Mystic Huts, and I have to discard 1 treasure. Oof. Alright, so he activates immediately. I have to discard 1 treasure. So I guess I'll do this one. 5 and an 8, he's going to be a little easier to defeat. But at this point, what's done is done, so I need to spread this out. I do have some food finally. I only need those 3. Alright, so I'm going to go to the mines. Before I go in, I am going to fight him, so I'm going to go after the 6. I have a base of 2. I can use a 3rd if I need to. Alright. And 5, so I got it. I didn't have to use this. And that was the 6. Alright, so then I'm going to go adventuring. Again, I still have... Oh no, I have a movement of 4 now. Yeah. We're good. Do I want to try a skill check of 7? I have a few hearts. Let's go down. Let's just see what's down before I go digging in. So there's 1. If I camp here, I get a gem, which is nice. But let's just see what's to the right. Ooh, here we go. This is what I'm looking for. 2 gems. So that's what I like to see. So I do have to pass a skill check of 5. I've got a base of 3. And there's 3, so there's 6. So I'm going to go ahead and just stop there, spend a food, unload a camp here, and get my 2 gems. Digging in the mines. Alright, so that's helpful. And also, as part of this turn, I am going to go ahead and build my mana compass. I get 2 magic when I build a camp on a trade route location, which I'm hoping to go up here at least. So I have to give up 1. No, wait, I don't want to do that yet. Hold your horses. Hold your horses. Because I am going to come out here and wander over here to the saloon, and I'm going to recruit this guy. Now, I know you might be saying, well, that's silly, you already have a red one, but look at what this guy basically has everything except movement. He is just a rockin' toad. And since I have 2 faction banners and I already have a red toad, I can get him by only paying 2 monies, which is all I had. So there's that. This guy doesn't go away. I still have access to him, especially to make things cheaper for me. I'm going to replace this guy. Another red toad. I think I need to shuffle the bag. Alright. So he helps out with a sword, basically. He's just as good as the other guy, but he's giving me additional heart and a sword. Alright, so I gotta move that up 1 more. Now I am going to go back. Oh wait, now I can build my mana compass. So I have to give up one of these and 3 food, and I have +2 reputation. So I got that out of my hand. Could use a blue one. 4 monies, 4 gems. I need a yellow faction token somehow. Ooh, a yellow faction token costs 6, and I've got a green one and a red one. That might not be that bad. Four and 5 is 9, and then I can get a 6 and a 2. It's 8 and a bread. Oh no, I can only trade for 5 to 1. Okay. Blue one is 7. Alright. So I recruited, and then I'm going to come back here and I'm going to do my skill check of 7. I still have 1, 2, base of 3. I could spend 2 more to get me to 5. There's 6. So I easily defeated this guy. Get 1, 2. He's off the board. This goes up 2. Alright, so now I can go into the mines and not have to worry so much. So let's go in now. I still have a movement of 4. So let's go to the right. Alright, and I have got to defeat this guy for 4. I have 1, 2, 3. I mean, it's impossible to not roll 1, so I automatically defeat him. And I could just go ahead and defeat him and get a gem. Let's see who's to the right here. Oh, this guy's getting me 7. It's exactly the same thing as above. So technically I move here. I'd have to come back. I'm definitely going to defeat him again. I'm just going to put a token there so that I don't have to worry about him in the future. Although he doesn't bother me, so why don't we... But I want the gem. The gem is going to come in handy. Alright, and I unlocked the gem right here. So, I believe... Yeah. Alright, so move that up 1. And then I'm going to come out of the mines and I'm going to go... 1, 2, 3, 4. I need some more money. Alright, I'm going to come over here. I'm going to trade in my green faction token to get 2 money. Because the faction token is worth 4 and the money's only worth 2, so I can discard some of these artifact cards. So what do I not feel like I'm ever going to get to? I'm going to discard you. And you. I can only discard 1. Maybe I can only discard 1, actually. It's fine, I was on the fence. Alright, so my next turn I'm bringing out a guy to the town hall right where I am. And I am going to have to... Oh, I did not pay attention to that guy. I have to discard the current threat, which all that means is that the next one is going to just be that much harder. So that's not that big of a deal. But I have to discard my plus 10 to quest roll, or plus 1 to quest rolls. That was actually a really good treasure. Alright. So the whole reason I went there to make that exchange was to be able to... Yeah. So we're going to do this. I'm going to come here. I am going to take the 2 hearts. I'm not going to draw any cards, but I am going to purchase this. 4 gems, 4 coins. I have 1 reputation, and it is a legendary one, which is going to allow me to place a camp. Alright, this one up here. And now I have 1, 2, 3, 4 swords. 5 if I need to play that guy. So I have to give up all my coins, give up all my gems. Baroque is a joke again. Alright. And then I'm going to go here. So I'll move that. And I am going to take a shot, since I've got lots of hearts, at his... I'm going to do combat with him. So 5 plus 4 is 9. I got it without needing to spend hearts. So that goes up there. And while I'm at the Mystic's Hut, I can gain 1, 2, 3 treasure cards. 1, 2, 3. This is going to go up 1. I'm just going to take this straight skill. Alright. So I am going to go back out adventuring again. So I come here and I'm going to reset my hearts. 2, 4, 6, 7 now. Alright. And where do I want to go? I'd like to end up here to place my camp. Can't go too long though. Yeah, that's one heart. That's this heart's free. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, so let's try that. So we go here 1, this is free because of my tortoise. Or leaving this one, passing over it is free. Passing over this one, that's 1, 2, 3 movement. I have no. Yeah. Alright. Okay. So I am, instead of reading the Crimson Cave one, I am still reading Quest 13 this time. Alright, you search until you find a broken iron titan half buried in the earth. As you approach, you notice that a few wooden stairs have been built up to the mouth, and climbing inside, you discover a clean, well-furnished office. At a desk sits an old, bald man with a scraggly white beard. Your robot companion's eyes turn a deep blue. "You will tell me where my child is," demands the robot, slamming its iron fingers down on the desk so hard that it cracks the wood. I can do a combat 6, where I side with the robot and force the man to talk, or I can do a skill 8, act as a mediator and learn more of the story. Well, I don't really trust this guy, so I'm just going to do combat 6, which I essentially can't fail at because I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 swords, and the worst I can roll is 2. And there's a 5. So I didn't have to spend any hearts. I rolled a 5, plus my 4 is 9, so that's well above the 6, so I should get the bonus. Alright, I'm actually going to lose 2 reputation, which is fine. I'm doing pretty good. I get a yellow faction token. Nice. A gem. I get 2 gems because of the bonus. And now I'm on quest 21. So... Alright, so we're just continuing with the side quests here. Alright, so 2 gems and a blue faction. 2 gems, faction, 3 food, that would be helpful. Alright. Okay. So that was 1, 2, 3 out of my 4 movement. So I don't know why I would move to that little crossroads thingy and plant a cave tent there. I guess it would help though to get up here. The eye tree. So yeah, we'll take our 1 more. We'll spend 3 hearts to come right here. 1, 2, 3. Now I can choose to stay out here. I don't reset my hearts, but I get, I'll get my 4 movement back. But I feel like I need to go in here and deal with the Mystic's Hut, because in the next turn they'll activate again. Yeah. Alright. So we'll return home. I get to keep my hearts because I didn't spend them all. And I'm going to try and go after this guy. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. Again, he's 5, so there's almost no way I can fail. I have to reroll. And there's a 6, so I crushed him. So I get 2 coins, plus 2 reputation. He goes away. And now I get to draw 1, 2, 3, 4 treasure cards. Threat. I get permanent heart. Gain 2 hearts when you build a camp on a trade route space. Ooh. Now, knowing that I have to defeat the Red King over here, I'm going to take a pure sword. Here, just get nice and beefy. I also get to move this 1, which means I get to draw 3 of these. When you build a camp, gain or lose 2. Blank, blank. When you must roll a die, roll 1 extra die and keep the highest result of the 2. Ooh. I am, however, going to go with the Summon Imp. Again, this is all trying to get enough to defeat the Red King here. Okay, so right now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 if I needed it. Alright, so I basically need some more hearts. So I need to recruit some people. Alright. That was 1. And now this turn, we bring another guy out. Oh, so everybody's going to lose 1 food. I just got that food. I discard the current threat, which is okay. He's an 8 and a 5 as well. So I could put him there. Okay, but I need coins to do that. He'd still be worth 4. Alright, so let's go here and let's see. Let's go for the 8. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. I can use this if I need to for 6. I'm definitely going to roll at least an 8. So there's a 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I'm just going to spend 2 hearts instead of using that up to beat this guy up. And I get 3 food. Wait, no, I get 4 food. I got 4 searches now. Okay. And then I'm going to come over here and buy... Oh, do I want to give up? No, I need my gems. Seven, 6, and a food. Yeah, I think I'm actually going to go here first. And I am going to trade my red faction banner, which is worth 5, and a coin, which is worth 2, to get a blue faction token. I am also going to take a shot at his... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to take a shot at the sword. So, definitely defeated that. And while I'm here, I'm also going to purchase my endless elixir, which is going to give me a constant heart. So I'm going to lose 2 gems, 3 food, and my blue faction symbol. That was a big one. 6 and a heart. Okay. Alright. Do I want to go back to the farm and just get rid of that guy? I've only got 1 more turn, but he's jumping up there. I really need to just take care of him. So I need to get rid of some of these. Need to get rid of some camps. So let's go into the mines. 1 heart that could be useful. And I'm just going to start right here. So I've got a movement of 4 still. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. So I need to roll a 3, 6. And I am just going to place my camp right there. Alright, so I get 2 coins and a treasure. coins and a treasure. And with the treasure symbol, I believe I still get to pick up 4, since I have 4 searches, just like anywhere else. Alright. Plus 1 rotation when you go to the general store, a camp, and a heart. So I'm going to replace this. It's going to be all about the hearts soon. Alright, so I'm feeling pretty confident in my ability to take on the Red King here, and just to make sure I've taken care of that, because I only have 4 camps left. So I am going to venture out here, reset my hearts. So here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we're looking pretty good here. And I need to go somewhere where I can fight an encounter. But I'd also like it to be someplace that I can do a thing. So I think we're going to travel up this way. So this is free. So this will take me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I only have 4 movement. How did I end up with that? How did I do that? That's really far away. Alright, 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, so I can make it up to here. Do that one. 1, 2, 3, 4. Nope. And cross over this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, either way it's the same. So yeah, we're gonna go here. That one was free because of my pack turtle, and I'm going to go ahead and encounter the Red King as my encounter. I do not get to place a camp on him, I don't think. I wonder. Alright, so he's at 14, and I am at 1, 2. I'm going to go ahead and just say I'm using these 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So let's see what I get here. 2. I am going to spend my food to reroll that. 4. So that gets me to 11. And then I just need to spend 3. 1, 2, 3. So I have defeated the Red King. I am going to go ahead and say that I get to put a camp on him, because he was a traditional minion. That's going to earn me a gem. Right. And I'm going to continue by going here. So this would be 1 more heart, 2 more hearts, and then I'll stop here. So I have to use 2 more hearts. And I'm still on my side quests, so I'm reading side quest 21 now. You follow the old scientist's journals to a ruined tower, descending a broken staircase to a deep cavern. Your robot companion grows more impatient as you descend. He'll find your child soon, you say. Don't worry. We'll find your child soon, you say. Don't worry. You come to a great chamber where a giant iron titan sits, its eyes dead, its head hanging to the side. My child, says the robot. Combat 7. Destroy your robot companion so he cannot bring the titan to life. Skill 8. Help wake up the giant titan. Or skill 6 and keyword sphere, which I do not have, so that's not even an option. I'm gonna wake up the giant titan. Who wouldn't do that? I mean, honestly. So, skill 8, I am rocking I use these guys up. So, flip them over. 1, 2, 3. Oh, I got rid of my... And I need to get the what? Skill 8? Okay. We can do this. We can do this. 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, 1, 2, 3. We had it. We got there. It hurt, but we did it. You climb up the Titan and open a rusted hatch near the head. Placing the blinking cylinder inside, the Titan rumbles to life as you leap to the floor. "My child, I have rescued you," says your robot companion, but the Titan doesn't seem to hear. It escapes from the chamber and you watch it bound over the hills, wild and feral. "What have you unleashed upon the land?" -3 reputation. Alright, so we're down here to 4. Ooh, that one hurt. A red faction token. 2 coins. A gem, and gain the keyword Titan. Now I like that. I like having a... It's my first keyword. Alright. Unfortunately, I do not have enough hearts to spend on a camp, so I'm basically going to have to return home. And I think what I'm going to do is return up here to get 1, 2, back to 3 food. Get 3 food. I'm going to fight him for 5. I have 1, 2, 3, 4. There's no way I can lose, so I get another coin. He is defeated. I get +3 reputation. 1, 2, 3. So everything I just lost is null and void. And I am going to go ahead and buy this artifact card, which is going to cost me 1 coin and 1 yellow faction symbol. Alright. This just allows me to have a third treasure card. I don't need any pack animals to hold treasure cards, but anyways, alright. So I actually only have 1 more artifact card I need to get here, but I need to get a blue faction token, and I have the 2 gems. So what can I sell to get a blue faction token? Alright. So let's go here. We'll try and combat his 7. I have 1, 2, 3. I have 1 more to spare. 4, so that's 7. So that's going to give me another coin and give me more reputation, which will be helpful. So +3, 1, 2, 3, and now I can I discard this? No, I don't want to discard this. I want my blue faction token, so I'm going to spend this as 5 and a coin here to get a blue one. Alright, and then I am going to turn around and buy, I'm going to go right here and buy her, because she's going to allow me to move up an extra space on the magic track when I go there next. So 1, 2, and she'll give me 2 hearts. So alright, so she cost me 2 because I have a blue faction token. Alright, and now at this point I can spend my blue faction token and my 2 gems to place this down. That's a positive 5 points at the end of the game. I draw 4 spells and choose 1 to keep when you buy this book. So one, 2, 3, 4. Transmutation, no. Divination. Okay. I like illusion. Illusion allows me to actually roll 2 dice and keep the higher result. Again, this is a spell, so it's a one-time effect until I refresh, but that could be very handy. Alright, now how can we get rid of 3 camps quickly? Oh man. I guess we're going to go into the mines. And I am going to start up here. There we go, that's what I wanted. Alright, so I'm going to pay 1 food here. Just go ahead and drop my camp. Get my coin and my gem. Coin and my gem. And then I'm going to go to the Mystic's Hut, which is going to allow me to draw 1, 2, 3, 4 of these cards. So this card's interesting. This one says +4 or +2 points if you have the most or second most threat cards at game end. There's nothing else in here that's worthwhile for me getting right now at this stage in the game, and nobody else obviously is going to have more threats than me. So, by getting this one, I'm going to get 5 points here at the end of the game. I also get to move up 2 for her, or I can spend a gem, which is what I wanted, to move up 3. So I get to draw 3 and choose 1. 2, 3. Ooh, search symbol. These are the same. So we're going to get 2 searches. Alright, and all these are fresh. There's a lot going on at this point. Alright, so I only have 2 more. I can get to the second one here and place a camp there. I could also just use some threat. Also want to actually get a guy right there. So, Alright, how can I get there and get threat at the same time? I don't think I can. Alright, so we're just going to go 1, 2 for free, 3. God, none of my guys have movement. Still stuck on 4. Or when I reset, I should have reset to 11. I'm doing my math correct. So 1, 2, 3. I will take that back down to build a camp. There. So now I have the 2 green ones. This moves up, and so this, if I can end it right here, I can just go ahead and not have to deal with the last person. So yeah, let's do that. So I don't reset my hearts, but I get to reset my movement. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, let's just go over here. Free, and here I passed over a threat, so I'm going to have to tackle the Witch Dog, which is 8. And I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's spend this one. So I'll flip that one over to get to 8. So I've defeated him. Oh, and that's my last camp. So there you go. Is that it now? That's my rule book. I believe that is it, ladies and gentlemen. Game ends. Oops. The game ends the same way as normal. When this happens, add all the players' scores, check the tokens. Game ends. Each camp is returned. The game end is triggered when one player has placed their 14th camp either at the mine or on the threat card or on a map. If at this time a player has run out of camps and needs more, the extra camps can be play continues until the current game round ends. Alright, so I can play out my thing here, which is, I actually get to read the correct one. It's going back to Broken Plains. So Broken Plains 10. Alright, the Eye Tree. In the center of your path is a massive tree with shimmering yellow leaves. A shriveled man with a white beard and white eyes sits at the base, carving at a river stone. Care to help me? I'm cutting some eye stones for this tree. He holds out the stone, and the rough carving of an eye blinks at you. Skill 7, help the man make eye stones. Skill 6, dig up a few roots to sell at home. Well, sounds like more fun to make eye stones, so we're going to go with skill 7. I got no other reason not to use this. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I just needed 2. There's my 2. I'm going to spend 2 more to get up to 9. You spend the day carving stones, and each time you set one into the tree, the leaves shake with gratitude. You know this tree is ancient, says the old man. It tells me about the past when the Arzians built the last ruin, and this tree knows of your quest. I can't stop you, but I offer you warning. The last ruin destroyed the world. It carries with it a false promise of happiness and riches. Think on this carefully as you travel. You thank him for his advice and continue your journey. I get +1 reputation. Oh, so close. A blue faction. I think some of these get me end-game scoring here. And a gem. Alright, so that's it. I finished my round. I have no one else playing that needs to finish up their turns, so I have essentially finished this round. My token here ended on 64, so I have to beat 64 points. I don't believe I get him, but I do get 2, 3, 4, plus 14, 15, 19, 25, 28, 32. I get 5 here is 37. 5 here is 42. I must be missing some stuff here, obviously. Otherwise, he just kicked my butt. Quadrilaterals. Scarcity. Amber Mines. Scoring amber at the end of the game. At the end of the game, the player with the most amber gains 5 journey points. Okay, so that's 47. Players determine their total amber by counting amber symbols on all amber mine cards that contain player with the second most of players are tied for second most. Okay, so I'm up to 47 now. I don't think any of my guys. I am going to go ahead and count this. So that's 51. Oh, my spells get me 51, 52, 53, 54, 55. Alright, if I have the most magic, I get 2 more, so that's 57. I think we may have lost here, folks. Oh, endgame scoring, endgame scoring. Oh, okay. Other card bonuses, threats, trade routes. Oh, that's right. This one was worth 10. We specifically went there, so that's 67. Okay, so they had 64. Then gain 1 journey point for every 2 coins or gems they own at the end of the game. And 1 journey point for any unused faction token at the end of the game. So I have 67, 68. Wait, no, for the food. 68, 69, 70. I counted up my reputation. Plus 2, 72. Okay. So 72 points. This guy only had 64. Sorry, there's kind of like a hodgepodge of counting there. I thought he kicked my butt. But it was decently close. So we have officially passed the Broken Plains map. And we will get to move on to whatever map number 3 is. Thank you guys for joining me through all of this. If you actually sat through this entire video, I really appreciate it. Please consider giving this video a thumbs up. If you like seeing videos like this, consider subscribing to the channel so you can be alerted anytime I do other live playthroughs or post a video of a playthrough like this. Thanks again, and have a great night.